Okay, thank you for your patience.
So what do we do?
Well, thank you very much for having us on board this very special flight. Can you explain to the audience what's important about this flight today?
Okay, this flight is what makes this flight important or special is this airplane is the 100th airplane in operation in our fleet. So this makes us the first and the largest airline in Africa to own and operate 100 airplanes. So, you know, this airplane will support Ethiopian Airlines growth strategy.
I think I could also start with asking you to introduce yourself. I should have started there, but it's okay. I can edit.
You can.
Yeah. Can we turn this down? Is it okay? A little bit.
Yeah.
I want to hear you. It's okay for you?
Yeah. You have radio. You have control. You have radio. Oh.
You can all hold record constantly. Just look at what's coming out. Like you post something, and then you can be recording that while these you just do artsy stuff. You know, so fill in that. Oh, I won't get him on. I won't film him.
So I got to film the left side.
Or film through the cockpit, or.
Okay, also get to schedule a trust interview.
Well, of course you're not going to film him.
Yeah. Okay. So like.
Okay, that's fine. Just a suggestion on my part. Okay, thank you very much, Captain, for having us on board today. Could you please introduce yourself to us and let us know your position within Ethiopian Airlines and maybe some of your history with the company?
Okay, my name is Yohannes HaileMariam. I am Captain Boeing 787-777, and also I am Vice President Flight Operations. I have been working in Ethiopian Airlines for the last 34 years. In '84, when I joined the airline, I joined as a first officer on DC-3, and then I progressed through all the airplanes, all the way to become captain on this aircraft.
Is there any differences between the DC-3 and the 787? Joking.
Yeah.
Can you tell us one more time? Perhaps you can tell us what we're coming up to. Are we just making landfall here?
Yeah, we are now coming over the northern coast of Africa, over Egypt. Right in front of us, there is a place called El Dawa. So from here on, we fly over the ground, over land, all the way to Ethiopia, over Egypt, and then we cross into Sudan, and then Ethiopia. And on our way southbound, we also cross the River Nile at least twice before we land in Addis.
Can you tell us what is so special about today's flight? This is unique.
Yes, today's flight is unique because this airplane is the 100th aircraft to be owned and operated and actually in service by Ethiopian Airlines. And this is very special to us because there is no other airline in Africa which owns and operates 100 airplanes right now. So therefore, this makes Ethiopian Airlines the biggest airline in Africa in terms of size and revenue and so on, you know, in all parameters.
I forgot I was going to say that. I guess, can you tell us about the special relationship between Boeing and Ethiopian? Does it go back a long time?
Yes.
And is it special that it's a Boeing is number 100?
Yeah, yes. Boeing and Ethiopian Airlines have a very special relationship, very very long relationship. It's almost as old as the airline itself, Ethiopian Airlines itself. Therefore, it is a coincidence, and also it's a very good opportunity that the 100th airplane is a Boeing airplane.
Now, this aircraft in particular, it's a 787-9. Can you tell us what makes this aircraft special?
Okay, this airplane from the other 787 models, mostly it is similar. But what makes it different is it is larger and takes more passengers and more cargo. And also it is the right size for Ethiopian Airlines, most of Ethiopian Airlines routes. So it serves Ethiopian Airlines better than other aircraft in terms of economy and efficiency.
Does it fly on many different routes, or just the long haul or short haul?
Mainly it flies long hauls, but sometimes, depending on the load, it will be assigned on some short flights as well.
Can you tell us about our flight today and where we started from, and maybe a little bit about the route that we took?
Yes, we started, as you know, from Seattle, Boeing Penfield, and then we flew northbound over Vancouver, and then over Canada, and then over Greenland, north of Iceland, north of UK, onto Scandinavian over Norway, and then Denmark, and then onto Poland and Bulgaria, Yugoslavia, and then we crossed onto Greece, just east of Athens, and then across the Mediterranean Sea. Now here we are over Africa, Egypt, and then from here on we continue southbound to fly over Sudan and cross into Ethiopia to approach Addis from the north.
Can you tell us what the flight time is today and how many nautical miles this might have been? If you want to look it up, that's even really cool.
Yeah.
Too. I can film that.
Today's flight time is 15 hours and 5 minutes, and the total distance is 7,417 nautical miles. So to cover that, it will take us 15 hours and 5 minutes. We should be in Addis 10 past 8 p.m.
And the 787-9 can fly even farther if you
Even
want.
further, yes. It can fly with this condition almost 20 hours.
Can you tell me about how many crew it takes to operate a flight like this?
You mean crew means cockpit crew?
Yeah, the
Cockpit crew.
the ones that you have to have, because the flight attendant is nice to have.
Yeah. Have to have is 2 crews, a captain and the first officer. But on long flights like this one, we augment the crew. So a double crew, which is 2 captains and 2 first officers, will do such kind of flights.
How is the crew selected? Is there any special? Whoever's
No
available,
special. Yeah.
we'll take them, except for yourself. Have you done many delivery flights yourself of new
Yes.
aircraft?
Yes. Many flights I have done.
777s and
777s and 87s. And when I was a co-pilot, I also did the 757s as a co-pilot.
that's great. You're in charge of the entire fleet for Ethiopian Airlines?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about the next aircraft that's coming along, the brand new aircraft called the 737 MAX?
Yeah, our next brand new airplane is 737 MAX, which we are going to get it in the 3rd week of this month, from Boeing again. So we have a lot of 787s on order. So that will be the first of its kind.
And that will bring even more efficiency to the short
Yes.
haul.
Yes.
Okay. And where will those fly generally?
737s are mostly assigned on regional flights, but sometimes we use them as far as Madrid, Rome, depending on the schedule.
Will we be seeing you at the ceremony tomorrow?
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Look forward to that. Can you show us a few of the systems of the aircraft? If I was to, could you go through the map system and
Yeah.
maybe show the people some of the cool things about the 787? What features you really enjoy that make it easier for you to fly?
You know, the cool thing to fly this airplane is the head-up display. This is something new to commercial aviation, and it gives you all integrated in one instrument what you need to fly the airplane, and then also it makes the flying more precise. So this is unique nowadays on modern airplanes. The rest,
I'm sorry, can I ask about this again? Can we see something?
yes.
Is it possible? Abby, can you film straight through there? You'll be able to see.
First,
You get the right angle. Do you see the green? If you could film that, could you show Abby what you can see?
so okay, if you see, let's say for example, the two circles on the left side, that is the airplane and its actual path in space. So as long as you follow that path, you know, the airplane flies as planned. The rest is, we have the mode annunciations on top, the speed on the left side, altitude on the right side, and compass down below. So we have everything. So with this instrument, we can control the airplane totally.
Fantastic. This is spectacular. That's like fighter jet. The fighter
Yes,
jets.
it came from a fighter jet technology. Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, what else do you have? You got like electronic flight bags?
Yeah, we have electronic flight bag here. So in this we have we can calculate our performance. Also we can see our charts. So we can zoom the charts and then make it comfortable to our eyes. We can also see our en route chart. So the chart where we fly, how we fly. We can also zoom it again and then see what is going on. The other feature is we have manuals. So we have all our manuals here, so we can select the manual and use it in flight. Again, you can zoom it as you wish. The other thing, we have video. Video means we can control the cabin area, selected areas. So you can see it in here. Let's say like this.
Good timing.
Yeah, good timing.
And this saves you from carrying a lot of papers, right? You don't have to carry all the paperwork.
Yeah, we are in the process of eliminating the papers from the flight. So we're not totally paperless, but very soon, in a matter of months, we'll be totally paperless.
Fantastic. Okay, what about navigational or performance?
Yeah, navigation.
You monitor the engines and
Yeah,
systems and things like that.
we can see the engines like this, and whatever we don't need, we can blank it. And also, yeah, we can see the system. For example, this is the fuel system.
Oh, there's the two. I could see the two engines.
Yeah, the two engines and
And
the fuel.
how do we read that? Like, what are the numbers that I'm looking at?
The numbers are fuel quantity.
Okay.
Yeah.
And can you just show us the?
So we have now, let's say, a total of 23,200 kilos of fuel. We measure the fuel in kilos. So I can also see it here. And
Is there
then
different tanks on this aircraft?
we have 3 tanks. So now we are using the left and right tanks. The center tank is empty. We just finished it. And then we can see, let's say, the hydraulic system like this, or the air system to see the comfort of the passengers. We can adjust the temperature from here for the packs. So there is different system in here. And we also have the navigation instrument here. This, we call it flight management system or computer. So right now, this computer flies the airplane, controls the airplane, together with the autopilot. So we call this mode control panel. So we control the airplane through these switches. This is for speed, for direction, heading, altitude. It can be controlled like this.
What are those numbers about the engine parameters?
These are the engine, like the parameters in our cars. So this gives us the ratio of the pressure, the inlet, the pressure entering the engine and exiting the engine. So that measures the power of the thrust of the engine. This shows the first stage of the turbine in the engine, the rotation rate, the rotation per minute. But this is, since the rotation is very, very fast, it is very difficult to show it on gauges. Therefore, this is percentage. So the rotation is 82% almost here. This is temperature, the temperature of the engine, 610 degrees centigrade inside the engine. So it's very healthy. As you see, it is way below the maximum range.
So that red,
Yeah.
yellow.
We don't want to see it in the yellow or in the red.
So it's working pretty easy right now.
Yeah.
Now I noticed that the Ethiopian has both Rolls-Royce and General Electric on their 787s. Is there a difference between them?
Yes, the engines are different, but operationally they are the same. So for us, there is no difference. For us, we call it different when there is, the checklist. We have this memory item checklists and read and do checklist. So if the memory item is different, that means there is a difference. Yeah. So since the memory items are the same, no difference.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, yeah. What's this this next screen beside?
The next one is the navigation display. So it shows us our route. So the airplane follows the magenta line all the way. It is already programmed. It is generated by the FMC. And airplane just fly. Now, for example, it is turning to the right to follow the line automatically.
It looks so difficult to program and to set it up. I mean, how do you remember everything?
The technique is there is a flow, a pattern. As long as you follow the pattern, you'll not miss anything. And also it is very easy.
And there must be a lot of checklists involved.
Checklist is not that much.
That's not too much.
No, not
The
too
plane
much.
does more. What about the training of new pilots? We have some younger fellows on today's flight, I noticed.
Yeah.
How do you train somebody to go from a different aircraft to this aircraft?
Yeah, the training has its own process. First, they start with the systems training, classroom training. When they finish the classroom, they go to a fixed base simulator and then practice procedures, normal and non-normal procedures. And then they go to full flight simulator and practice again, same thing. After they finish the simulator, they go to the airplane and do line training on actual revenue flight with another person assisting them. They do the line flight. And then finally they will fly by their own.
Now, I understand that ET is a very highly technical company when it comes to training, and you own a lot of your own training tools. Can you tell us about the simulators that you have? Because that's quite impressive.
Yeah, we train our pilots from scratch, from basic all the way to any airplane. So we have one simulator for each model of airplane we are operating. So right now we have 7 simulators. Yeah. So all training is in-house in Addis.
Are you like so efficient that you might even train other airlines?
Yes, we do trainings to others as well.
That's a sign to me of a good company, a good reputation.
Yeah.
What kind of technologies will the passenger enjoy about the 787? Is there anything different for the passenger?
Yes, for the passengers mainly, the outside view, the window is very large, so they have a good view of the outside. But the main thing for the passengers is the cabin altitude. Traditionally, airplanes, when they fly 41,000 feet like this, the cabin altitude goes to 8,500. On this airplane, it is 6,000. So you have the comfort of a 6,000 foot elevation. If I show you here, cabin altitude is 6,000.
So you can set that.
Yeah. So you don't feel that jet fatigue at the end of the flight.
Big.
Very big,
especially
very
on
big
longer
difference.
flights.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
more.
yeah.
Does the fuselage construction have anything to do with that? Is it because of the
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
can you tell us about the construction of the aircraft a little bit? How it's different?
Actually, I don't know much about the construction, but what I know about the construction is number one, it's composite material. And number two, unlike the other airplanes, the other airplanes, they build the chassis and then they put the cover or the aluminum. This one is a tube, prefab. So they connect the modules together. So it can withstand, because it is one piece, it can withstand a lot of pressure. So the differential pressure, unlike other airplanes again, goes up to 9.2, 9.4.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
How much flying time do we have left today? And when is
Now
arrival?
we have about exactly 3 hours now to arrive in Addis. We should be arriving at 17:12 UTC, that is 2012 in Addis.
Will it still be a little bit of daylight or dark?
Completely dark.
How do you? There's a lot of mountains around Addis. How do you know?
Our way?
Your way through the mountains? And
Yeah, the charts, the procedures is already built in here. This is a procedure to go to Addis. So it gives you this safe corridor. So there are altitude constraints, you comply with those. And also you will be assisted by a radar control. So we can fly safely between the mountains and land.
and you've done that a few times, so you know the route
That one,
very well.
all my life.
Now, what's unique about Addis Airport? It's at a very high altitude.
Yes.
And how does the aircraft perform at that altitude?
Addis is one of the very challenging airports in the world because of its pressure altitude, that is high altitude. Therefore, for the airplanes as well, it is challenging. So the airplane behavior is different than from sea level. That makes it challenging, and also surrounding areas are mountains. And sometimes during the rainy season, we have storms. That's also make it different. I mean, a little bit difficult. Not that much.
So it takes an aircraft with special performance to operate at such high altitudes and to be cost effective.
Yes. Yes. The other limitation out of this is the payload. You know, the airplanes cannot take off with their maximum capacities. Their capacity is reduced because of the altitude. So we have a lot of penalties because of that.
I think my final question would be to just ask you, how do you feel about Boeing as a builder of aircraft? Do you have any special feelings about flying a Boeing? Are you proud about flying a Boeing?
Yeah, as all-time Boeing pilot, I have a special feeling for Boeing airplanes. And I also like Boeing because as we are loyal to them, they are also loyal to us. So we have a long-time relationship. I hope it will continue in the coming years. Other than that, I can say they build good airplanes, very good airplanes.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Excellent. And have you ever had any questions you want to ask? Just out of curiosity, like, just how do they do it?
Avionics related, I don't want to get into detail.
Yeah. You want to know how to fly it.
There's too many numbers for me to look at here, so it's something for me, for sure.
Thank you very much, Captain.
Thank you very
Yohannes.
much.
It's been an honor
Thank you.
to be on your plane today, and
It's
enjoy
a
the rest of
pleasure.
the flight.
Thank you.
I know we will back in the passenger cabin.
Yes.
Where are we flying off? Top right now.
Now Egypt.
Egypt.
Yeah, this is the Sahara Desert. Yeah. Very soon the Nile will come, the Nile River.
Yeah.
It comes from the right. We cross it, it goes to the left, and then we cross it again. And then finally, as we start descent into Addis, we cross it again. So I think we will cross it 3 times.
I've never seen a Nile.
It was really good. We started this interview just as we were coming to Africa. We were still over the Med.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect time to interview
Perfect
an
time.
African airline. We're here. Welcome to Africa.
Entering into Africa, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I was thinking too.
Like 4 hours in, and then next thing you know, it's 3 hours away.
Yeah. It was good. So I'll come back and I'll film you a little bit later.
Sure.
Are you landing, or who's landing? Or
The other pilots
the other
will
guy?
make
Okay,
the
so we
landing.
don't
Yeah.
want to bother you. I'll give him some time. Yeah. Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.